Welcome to Trending Update USA. I am Steffan, and today we are diving deep into one of the most emotional, heartfelt, and widely discussed moments in recent tennis news, as Coco Gauff has finally revealed the truth behind the viral statement that has taken the entire sports world by storm. What began as a quiet reflection from a young champion has now exploded across social media, sparking debates, inspiring millions, and opening the door to discussions about pressure, expectations, maturity, and the emotional weight of becoming one of the faces of global tennis at only 21 years old. Coco Gauff is not just a player who competes on court. She is someone whose words and actions resonate far beyond tennis arenas, and this new statement proves exactly that. Today, we unpack every layer of her emotional reveal, the reactions that followed, and what it all means for her future. Coco Gauff's statement first appeared online earlier this week, shared through a short but deeply personal video that immediately went viral. It wasn't scripted, it wasn't rehearsed, and it didn't feel like the typical polished athlete message. Instead, it came from a place of honesty, a message that felt raw, vulnerable, and human. Gauff opened up about pressures she had been hiding, expectations that weighed heavily on her shoulders, and emotions she never previously allowed the public to see. For years, she has been viewed as one of the brightest rising stars in sports, someone who always speaks with maturity beyond her age, someone who carries herself with grace in interviews, and someone who always finds the words to lift others. But this time, she was speaking for herself. And she was speaking from her heart. Her voice in the video trembled ever so slightly, but she remained composed, expressing something far more complex than frustration, sadness, or exhaustion. She spoke of responsibility to her family, her fans, the younger athletes who look up to her, the sponsors who believe in her, and the sport she loves. Yet she also revealed that sometimes the pressure becomes overwhelming. She admitted that she had moments where she doubted herself, moments where she felt she wasn't enough, moments where the weight of the spotlight felt unbearable. These admissions shocked many, because Coco Gauff is often presented as a symbol of confidence, a player whose mental strength is one of her biggest weapons. Hearing her reveal the emotional reality behind the scenes brought a sudden silence to the online world. As Coco continued in the viral statement, she addressed something fans had long speculated about: the expectations placed on her to not only win but dominate. After her incredible US Open victory, her career skyrocketed. She became the face of American tennis, a global ambassador, and a symbol of the new generation. Some fans compared her journey to Serena Williams, calling her the next great American champion. Coco revealed in her emotional message that sometimes comparisons feel like a shadow chasing you, a phrase that immediately circulated online. She explained that while she deeply admires Serena and the path she created, she does not want to be defined by what others expect her to become. Instead, she wants to grow at her own pace and shape her own identity. This honesty resonated with many, especially younger athletes who feel similar pressures in their own fields. Within hours of the video being posted, the hashtag #WeSupportCoco began trending worldwide. Fans, analysts, former players, and celebrities reacted with overwhelming support. Messages poured in from legends of the game, some publicly and some privately, commending her courage. One former top player wrote, "Coco's honesty is the kind of leadership sports desperately needs." Another said, "Young athletes need to know it's okay to be human. Coco just changed the game again." But Coco didn't stop there. The viral message included perhaps the most emotionally powerful moment, when she addressed her family, particularly her parents. She acknowledged how much they had done to protect her from outside noise, how they built a foundation that allowed her to rise, and how they reminded her that life is bigger than tennis. She mentioned moments where she came home crying, feeling like she let people down, even though her parents kept reminding her that her worth is not measured in titles. This admission gave fans a rare glimpse into the personal life of a champion who often seems invincible on court. It made her relatable, real, and even more admired. Then came the moment that went viral more than anything else. Coco publicly apologized to herself. Yes, to herself. She said she often pushed herself too hard, ignored her own mental health, and expected perfection from a body and mind that were still growing. She spoke about the need to be kind to herself, to forgive herself for not being flawless, and to give herself the same compassion she gives others. This part of the message was widely shared by mental health advocates, organizations, and public figures around the world. People praised her courage, calling it a turning point in how athletes speak about internal struggles. What makes this entire situation even more powerful is the timing. Coco released this emotional statement during a period where many were questioning her recent performance dip. Some critics speculated that she was losing confidence, that pressure was getting to her, or that she wasn't adjusting well after her major title win. But Coco's truth makes it clear that she has been carrying far more than the public could see. Her statement also included a subtle but important message to young fans. She encouraged them to stop comparing their journey to others, reminding them that everyone grows differently. "It's okay to feel lost sometimes," she said. "It doesn't mean you're failing." These words spread like wildfire on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, with thousands of young athletes resharing the clip, calling Coco's message the most relatable thing they've heard from a sports icon in years. Of course, no viral moment is complete without media reaction. Analysts on sports shows spent hours discussing her message, breaking down every line, every emotion, and every implication for her career. Some praised her transparency, saying it could help reshape how the tennis world treats young athletes. Others questioned whether the pressure from the media itself played a role in pushing her to this emotional point. A few critics argued that she didn't owe anyone an explanation, reinforcing the idea that young stars deserve more privacy. Yet most voices agreed that her courage would influence how future athletes speak about mental health. Meanwhile, sponsorship companies quickly expressed support, emphasizing that their relationship with Coco is based on her values, character, and authenticity, not just wins and losses. One brand released a statement saying, "Coco Gauff is more than a champion. She is an inspiration, and we stand with her now more than ever." Fans applauded the response, noting that such statements were not always common in the past when athletes showed vulnerability. But perhaps the most impactful response came from her fellow players. Across the WTA, stars like Swiatek, Sabalenka, Osaka, and Rybakina responded with admiration. Naomi Osaka, who has been vocal about her own struggles, praised Coco for breaking generational barriers. Iga Swiatek shared a message saying she understands how heavy expectations can feel and that Coco's honesty might be what inspires real change. Sabalenka simply responded with 3 words: "Proud of you." Coco's statement also triggered widespread conversations about the mental health infrastructure in tennis. Critics say the sport demands too much from its stars without offering enough emotional support. Many argue that the constant travel, the pressure to win, the need to maintain a public image, and the scrutiny from fans and media can create a suffocating environment. Coco's viral message gave voice to these concerns in a way few athletes have ever done. Her story has now become a catalyst for discussions about reform, with some calling for better mental health resources for young players. After the video went viral, Coco later posted a follow-up message. This one was calmer, more reflective, and full of gratitude. She thanked fans for their overwhelming support and said the positive messages meant more to her than anyone could imagine. She also reassured everyone that she loves tennis deeply and that her emotional statement was not a cry for help but a reminder of the importance of being honest with oneself. She stated that she feels stronger for sharing her truth and is ready to move forward with renewed clarity. This follow-up message further fueled admiration. It painted a picture of a young woman growing, learning, and stepping into a new chapter. Fans praised her maturity and emotional intelligence, noting that even in vulnerability, she still carries the presence of a leader. As we follow Coco's journey, one thing becomes increasingly clear: she is more than a rising star. She is a voice, a symbol, and an example for millions. Her emotional statement has redefined what it means to be a modern athlete, one who can shine brightly on the court while still acknowledging that being human comes with its own challenges. In the days since the statement went viral, Gauff has been seen in practice looking focused, lighter, and more determined. Her team says she is in a good place emotionally and is using the moment as a stepping stone toward growth, not a setback. Many believe this newfound clarity could fuel her next great season. Some analysts even say the emotional release could spark her strongest run yet. Coco Gauff's truth, spoken openly and courageously, has created more than a viral video. It has created a movement, a conversation, and a moment of collective reflection, not just for tennis fans but for anyone who has ever felt the weight of expectations. Her courage has become her strength, and her story will continue to inspire countless others for years to come. This is Steffan reporting for Trending Update USA, where we bring you the biggest stories, trending moments, and powerful voices shaping our world today.